And welcome to the 2015 Div 6 Winter Final here in Brossard, Quebec. With me is Dave Delarocca and, of course, Brent Bach in the 2D6 specials as we have Obamacare taking on Wax On, Wax Off in the Div 6 Final. Commonality between these two teams, the quarterbacks named Jordan here, Dave Delarocca, Brent Bach, and Brent, quickly here in the Sportier pregame thoughts. Your initial reaction to this matchup right now with these two teams?
Well, obviously two teams that are coming into this game playing their best football of the season, and that's how you want to have it heading into the championship game. I think both teams bring great offenses to the table, and lately they've been exhibiting some great defenses as well. So I think it's going to be a really tight game all the way through.
Dave, you look at these two teams. You picked Obamacare to win this way back in week 2. Are you sticking with your prediction right now?
I'm sticking with my prediction, but more importantly, I think this is symbolic of two teams both finishing the season around the same spot. Both going to be a great game. Can't wait to see it happen.
Bellemare, quick pass, caught by Timmons. Alex Gray catching that ball, and second down coming up here. McGugan with the tackle for Obamacare.
Like when you look at both teams, right? Obamacare finished 4th in Division A, whereas Wax On Wax Off finished 5th in Division A and in Division B. I think that when you see both teams, right, like, you know, finishing the season, a record doesn't really symbolize like where they're going to be in the finals. So it's good to see that. It's good to see both teams performing at a high level here.
2nd and 5 now for Wax On, Wax Off. Bellemare looking left again, waits, pumps. He's going to avoid the rush. Away he goes. He's going to get close to the first down, and he will get to it. Jordan McKinnis with the tackle. Brent, a little breakdown from the Obama defense.
You'll see the Obama defense right there, led by rusher number 12, Matthew Barsetti, who just actually missed a sack right there. Missed making a play right there on Bellemare. Bellemare, as you mentioned, Mo, was able to pick up some yards on that play. We also had number 7, Mickey Marini, who's been playing lights out so far in the playoffs.
These tackles are going to be a make or break for Obamacare.
Fresh set down is now for Obamacare, the third play on the opening drive of the Div 6 final. Bellemare looking left again, takes one step. He's going to go deep. Caught by Demore. Is that good? And it is. First down, and the ball keeps on moving.
Hate to say it, but I kind of wish we had let's get a replay on this. I want to see it.
Yeah, look, it appeared, I think Demore may have had one of his feet on the line as he made that catch, but nonetheless, first down for Wax On, Wax Off.
Last week, Danny Demore had 2 touchdown grabs on 6 catches for 56 yards, led the team with 636 yards, proving why he's one of the best in Div 6.
Oh, man, 19 touchdowns. That's just incredible. It's unheard of in this division.
4th play already in the red zone for Jordan Bellemare. Looking right now, waits, going over the middle, open. Demore out of bounds, first incompletion, second down coming up.
Now we see so far in this first drive, Bellemare, he threw a pass over to Gray, and he's thrown the last 2 passes over to Demore. And I think the Gray and Demore tandem there at wide receiver is going to really be essential for Wax On, Wax Off to get the victory this afternoon.
Yeah, it looks like they're just feeding the ball towards him, and I think it makes a lot of sense. There's very few defenders on this team that can really cover the kind of angle that he has. That he gets.
Norm Bellemare snapping the ball to Jordan Bellemare. Bellemare looking to his right, waits, going into the corner. Demore through his hands and out of bounds. Third down coming up for Wax On.
Yeah, like we were just saying, I mean, Demore is seeing a lot of the balls for this offense so far in the playoffs. He's had 6 touchdowns, so he's obviously leading the way just like he did in the regular season for his team.
But I kind of feel like if they really want to capitalize on this, if they really want to get somewhere in this game, you kind of need to focus on other receivers, but you know, if it works, it works, right?
No, I totally agree with you. And I mean, I mentioned also in my article, guys like Norman Bellemare and Justin Santillo are going to have to play a big role if Wax On, Wax Off wants to come out with this one with the championship.
Quick pass intended for Norman Bellemare, incomplete. And it's 4th down coming up here. The first 4th down of the game here. A critical play could be 6 points for, or it could be a turnover for Obamacare.
Looks like they were just listening to us right there. I mean, they threw to someone else other than Danny Demore on that one.
As we saw last week in the game for Obamacare against the flagrant fouls, they were able to stop the flagrant fouls in their own red zone. So let's see if they're able to do this once again on this big 4th down play.
Jordan Bellemare had 38 TDs during the regular season last week. 3 TDs, 1 INT versus Pardon My Swag. Can he convert on this red zone? Rolling to his right, quick pass to Demore, touchdown. 6-0 for Wax On, Wax Off.
You know, it's incredible what he can do when he has very little space. When Danny Demore is up, when he has the ball up in his grip, you know, he doesn't need that much space to work. And in this situation, a medium kind of contested ball, but you really want to put a lot of pressure on Danny Demore in these type of situations in front of the red zone.
Now Bellemare for a great pass right there, threw it to the ground, basically where only his receiver can get it, and as you saw right there, a touchdown for Wax On, Wax Off.
2-point convert coming up here, 7-play drive. Could it be 8-0? Delmar again tipped by McGugan, incomplete. So it'll be 6-0 as they failed in the 2-point convert. But a great opening drive for wax on, wax off as they are up 6 on their first possession.
McGilligan is going to be a guy we need to watch out for on this Obamacare offense. Last week, leading away with 2 touchdowns. Really filled in the shoes when Hopkins got suspended, the leading receiver throughout the season for Obamacare. As I was saying throughout the year on the podcast, that Obamacare is a multifaceted team. They can rely on different players if need be.
McGugan on a 9-game touchdown streak. Jordan McKinnis, his first pass coming up here. Going over the middle, pumps, buying time, opens McGugan, away he goes. First down, and he'll get tackled. Flag on the play coming up here, but a first down paying the penalty call for or against Obamacare.
Is that a hold? That's a hold, no? Or is that a flag?
We'll see what the call is here, but already McGugan off to a great start, opening up his bank account. And it'll be a first down, and they're moving the bags upfield.
Yeah, it's going to be holding the defense. We saw when McGugan made the catch after the run. Someone grabbed they had a fistful of his jersey from behind, so adding a couple extra yards onto that catch is the penalty right there by wax on, wax off.
It's kind of starting like how we expected, right? I mean, the balls, there's a lot of movement. Exactly what we expected.
This year, wax on, wax off, 6 times they've allowed opponents 14 points or less. McKinnis feels pressure, caught. Pisatore makes one quick move, and he'll get tackled just shy, and he is definitely banged up, apparently suffering a lower body injury prior to the game. But he's hobbling out there nonetheless.
No, he suffered. Pardon me. He suffered that injury actually. I believe it was in week 9 of the regular season. He had hurt his ankle, and he sat out week 10 against the NWO, and he made his return obviously in the first round of the playoffs. And he's been pretty much battling the entirety of the playoffs with this ankle injury, which flared up again last week in the game against Flagrant Fouls. And as you see early on with this catch right there, he's already limping.
The things we do for a championship, right, boys?
Here's exactly McKinnis. Waiting, going to the left, caught McGugan, touchdown, incomplete.
Yeah, he had the second foot out of bounds. Very, very close, though. Very, very close.
That's why we need instant replay for the end zone.
It's a smart play nonetheless, because it looks like wax on, wax off. His defense is centralized towards the middle. That's kind of what we saw throughout the season. They like to play a lot of 4-1. Try to pressure quarterbacks on the short throws. But one of the definite weaknesses on a cover 1 in this situation is the outside.
Fourth play coming up on this opening drive for Obamacare. McKinnis going looking left. Wait, he's going over to his right. Buying time, looking, waiting, going cross body, picked off. Here comes Danny DeMore. He will not be caught. It will be 12-0 for wax on, wax off.
Huge play right there. Pardon me. Huge play right there by DeMore, and you got to give a lot of credit to wax on, wax off rusher Justin Mateo for putting the pressure on McKinnis. It caused McKinnis to run all the way to his right, throw the ball all the way across his body, and we saw it was a pick 6 to the house for Danny DeMore.
First turnover of the game.
You just don't want to see a quarterback throwing cross body in this type of situation. It's just not something you want to be getting into. Whenever you're throwing a cross body in the end zone where the defense is collapsing, it's just not a smart play. Just throw it out of bounds. Take the play. Live on the fight.
Alex Gray, Dan DeMore combined for 16 of the 19 team INTs this year. Already in the playoffs, they have 5, and that's number 6 in total for Gray and DeMore. Here's Jordan Belmar. Looking to the corner again, looking for Dan DeMore, out of bounds, incomplete as Mike Ambrosino will get that ball. So it'll be 12-0, and right now Obamacare is in the hole.
I just want to take you back for a second, 2 plays ago, just before the INT there by DeMore. McKinnis went to an out route, as we both were talking, as all 3 of us were talking about. He went to the out route right there by McGuigan and was incomplete. If he had taken a second to look, in the back in the end zone doing a corner route was number 7, Mickey Marini, and he was wide open by himself, and he actually did that on the intercepting play as well, but McKinnis was unable to find him.
It really comes down to this play here. I mean, this drive, this is where they get themselves back into the game.
Here's McKinnis, pumps, looking, caught, and it will be short of a first down. Mickey Marini with the catch. It'll be second down coming up here for Obamacare.
It's always different going in, playing throughout the playoffs, playing a regular season, but the championship, there's always a different flair to it, different appetite. You need a different appetite if you really want to, achieve something in the championship final. And I think that in this game, it's like none other. You definitely need to come out here hungry.
Jordan McKinnis this year, 2 times he's thrown 3+ INTs. So right now he's at 1, and he is on pace for at least 2+ this evening. Here he is again. McKinnis looking, going deep. Has a man over the top. Morini, well defended by DeMore, out of bounds. It'll be third down coming up here for Obamacare.
Not sure if that was a tip or if that was a drop pass, but either way, a well-placed ball nonetheless. right over the shoulder. Can't ask for anything better.
Yeah,
Brent, what are you calling for the defense here if you're wax on, wax off?
I got to see right now, I mean, they're going to have to play deep. I mean, we just saw McKinnon take a deep shot. And, I mean, if you're wax on, wax off, you're willing to live with the short gains. So if I'm them, I'm getting back in the cover 2.
First
Playing
third down
it safe.
conversion. McKinnon is going to run, and he will get the first down, and he will be forced out of bounds, but that will be more than enough for a first down, and they move the sticks.
He has really an underrated quality, Jordan McKinnon. Like, it's a German. Definitely, like, he has the agility and the speed to kind of move around in the pocket. Not really known for getting a lot of yards running as a quarterback, but in this game, this is something that he's going to need to rely on. I don't think wax on, wax off has the capability to stop a running quarterback. So, want to see if they can use this more.
Here's Jordan McKinnon. 3 times he's passed for less than 90 yards. Maybe that's different today. McKinnon over the middle, caught by Morini. Makes one quick move up the middle, and that will be shy at the rush bag. So it'll be enough for 7 yards, if not a little bit more than that. Second down coming up.
The thing about wax on, wax off is that they really have an underrated defense. I mean, they have a lot of playmakers under D, and especially having a guy like Danny Demore on both sides of the ball, but specifically on defense, it really makes it difficult for an offense to capitalize on all aspects of their offense.
Second down. McKinnon looking right. Flushed out to the right. Quick pass. Pizzaturo makes one quick move and touchdown. They get on the board. 12-6 now for wax on, wax off, Brent.
And you can hear the Matthew Pizzatoro cheering section right here in front of us in the bleachers going wild over that catch by the aforementioned Pizzatoro to get his team on the board, as you mentioned, Mo.
Boys, this game is back in it. I'm excited to see a lot of points being scored. I'm excited to see this game getting close. This is exactly what we want to see in division final.
12-6 lead. Conversion coming up here to potentially make it 12-7. McKinnon looking, waits, rolls out, steps back, throws it. Pizzatoro, one hopper. It'll be no good. So 12-6 lead. They cut the lead in half here. Can Jordan Bellemare respond back after he had a great opening drive for wax on, wax off?
Yeah, so right now, Obamacare is on the board. As you mentioned, they have a bit of momentum right now, able to score, able to break that goose egg that they had after the early touchdown they give up on defense, and then with the pick 6 right after. So they have a bit of momentum. Let's see if they can transfer that over now to the defense and get a big stop.
Momentum's key, Brent, indeed. We'll see what happens on their second drive of this first half. 12-6 lead for wax on, wax off. Bellemare looking to the left. Quick pass to Norm Bellemare. Makes one quick move away around McGugan. He will get enough for the first down, 11-yard gain, and it'll be a new set of downs for wax on, wax off.
Yeah, Norman Bellemare right there, the wily veteran, if you will, making a couple of moves there after the catch.
He's got a lot of speed. We don't talk enough about him, but he's got the experience. And it's funny. We see him every season play, and he just seems to always make plays. And he's got a lot of elusiveness. He's got a lot of elusiveness for his age, especially.
35 catches this year, 186 yards, and 5 TDs. Last week he had 2 catches for a mere 6 yards. But nonetheless, the third first down of the game for wax on, wax off. Bellemare looking right now. Quick pass, incomplete, intended for Norm Bellemare. It'll be second down coming up.
And sorry, no, go first.
Should also be noted that Norman Bellemare is also one of the most accurate snappers that we have in the league. He rarely misses a snap. I think that's a very underrated quality. For a quarterback to have an extra 2 seconds on every play is exceptional. We've all dealt with bad snappers, and he's definitely one of the best.
And I think besides the skill he brings offensively, including, as you mentioned, being a good snapper, he also brings a calming influence, I think, to this team. I find when his son, especially Jordan, gets rattled, he's able to calm him down and calm down the rest of the team and get them to focus on the big prize.
Picked off.
That's a pick.
Jordan McKinnon, will that be a pick? Yes, it will. So another turnover here. And now the hammer goes back to Obamacare. Can they convert this for points? But the first turnover for wax on and wax off could be costly if points.
And I think right there, that's an underrated part of Jordan McKinnis' game. Jordan McKinnis tied for the team lead with 5 interceptions in the regular season, getting a huge pick for his team right there. And as I had mentioned a few minutes ago, Mo, the momentum was on Obamacare's side, and that pick just makes it that much more.
What a nice interception. I mean, just mid-air, 1 foot up in the air, almost a one-handed interception. Very nice.
This year alone, as Brendan alluded to, they had a lot of INTs. 5 players had 3 INTs each. A deep ball going into the end zone. Caught, touchdown. Big catch, big play. Mike Ambrosino, and we're now tied up at 12.
This is the beast that we've been expecting to see out of this team. Highly contested passes down the field. Between 2 defenders, this is what they bring to the table. They have the strength in number, and they have the strength in numbers. They have the strength. I mean, they're usually taller than most of their teams, and I think that this is exactly what we come to expect out of Obamacare.
Yeah, Mike Ambro going deep right there, coming up with the big catch, big contested catch right there, catching over the wax on defender.
McKinnis flushed out, and he is sacked by Barsetti, so we'll keep that 12 here, but a big play for them. 2 turnovers in this game resulting in points for both teams. We're tied up at 12. Late in this first half of this Div 6 foul, David De La Rocca, Brent Baca, and Mo Khan here in Brossard, Quebec for the first of 6 of games. So we'll see how this plays out and how Jordan Bellemare will react, mentally speaking here, as again he threw an INT that cost him points.
Brandon, I gotta say, I like a risky play like this in this kind of situation, in this kind of a game. I like risky plays like that.
Oh, definitely. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, you got to go for it. You don't have any chance if you lose this game to come back and get another one. So you gotta put all your cards on the table.
Wide open and a caught ball from number 18, Justin Stantillo. That'll be a first down as they are now moving the ball and playing some trickery as well.
They gotta have. I'm sure that one of them has like a speaker into what we're saying, because that's another tricky play. Like that is a flip play, possibility for a run, but instead a throw down to the middle of the field. I love risky plays.
Now Santillo right there was having a big playoff so far this year. He had 7 catches for 139 yards and 4 TDs coming into this one.
Bellemare going into the corner. Picked off again by Jordan McKinnis, and the second turnover for wax on, wax off, and now Obamacare has momentum and the hammer going the other way.
Now I was saying in my article, for those of you that had a chance to read it, that came out this morning, Jordan Bellemare, as great as he is at quarterback, he does throw those 50-50 balls. And what I mean by those 50-50 balls is a lot of them are going to either end in an interception or a touchdown. And right there, as we saw, there was a really bad ball by Bellemare and ended up once again getting picked by McKinnis. So all the momentum that wax on had with that drive and with the big play by Santillo just gets eliminated right there.
One thing to look at, though, Jordan Bellemare, 2 times he's thrown 2 or more INTs. You can add that to being 3 times. McKinnis in his end zone, rolling out to his right, looking, waiting. Caught, and out of bounds it goes. Marini catches that ball as Alex Gray will get the tackle.
It seems like this team has been unfazed by the suspension of Hopkins. I think that, having players like Barsetti and Marini and Amaro really kind of help them kind of find different targets, and I think that's helpful for a quarterback like McKinnis.
Here's McKinnis, 2 steps in his end zone. Second down coming up for Obamacare. Looking, waiting, over the middle. McGogan with the catch, and that should be enough for a first down, and we'll find out the marking from the referees, and we'll see. I can't see yet. It is a first down, so they get the second conversion right now as Jordan McKinnis in fuego in the last couple of series.
Now, speaking to your point, Dave, about you're just talking about the suspension of Andrew Hopkins, I think it really served well for this team. I mean, Hopkins is arguably their best player on both sides of the ball, making plays, especially on offense, making a lot of plays for the team. So now it forced them to embrace more of a team concept and getting every single receiver involved with the play.
McKinnis going over the middle again, caught. Around and away they go. Real estate to work with. Going to the corner of the end zone. Touchdown. Big catch by Mike Ambrosino, and momentum is definitely on Obama's side.
I mean, wow, just wow, right? I mean, this is really what we expected out of this game. It's kind of like a heavyweight fight. Both fighters, jabbing, and then when your opponent's kind of down a little bit, look for a headshot. And I think that this is really what we come to expect out of both teams.
And we saw right there on that catch and run right there by Ambro, a bit of sloppy tackling by the defense of wax on, wax off. He broke about 2 tackles to get into the end zone for that touchdown.
McKinnis looking to the left, rolling to his right. He's got space and time to work with, waiting patiently, going to the sidelines, going crossbody again, and this time he converts the first extra point conversion of the game for both teams. It is now 19-12.
He's really making mincemeat of the rusher, and I think that in this situation, you got to be careful when you're rushing a guy like McKinnis. You can't be jumping in the air, and that's just like the golden rule in FPF. If you're rushing, you don't jump unless you really need to, And aside from jumping, it's like, he's not really known for getting extra yards running, but you got to be really careful with that. You have to maintain position in front of the quarterback.
Jordan Bellemare now looking, waiting, rolling to his right to try to get around the rush, and he does, but barely. And he'll be tackled by Pizzatoro, who definitely is banged up and hobbling out there. And that should be a 2, if not 3-yard gain for Jordan Bellemare.
And then speaking to your point about about having a good rush against McInnes. I think that the secondary needs to be disciplined. Just like when you take on the flagrant fouls, I think it's the same thing when you take on Obamacare. You have to be disciplined in your coverage because just like Ross Olshansky was able to do, Jordan McInnes, pardon me, is able to create plays and extend plays with his legs. So as a secondary, you have to be strict with your coverage to save your guy.
Quick pass out, caught by Gray, and a quick tackle, and that will be shy of the first down. It will be third down coming up here for Obama for wax on, wax off, their first third down conversion of the day. And right now, they're on their heels as they've given up quite a bit of points in this first half.
I think if I'm Obamacare in this situation, I want to look for a lot of press coverage in a situation where it's third down. Aside from the injury of Persituro, I think that they can cover these guys man on man.
First third down conversion attempt. Bellemare looking, waiting, hesitating, going to the sidelines. Called by Dalmore. That will be enough for a first down as McInnes and Marini there to converge on the tackle.
Yeah, big catch right there by Dalmore to give his team a bit of momentum to move the chains, and big first down right there in between two Obamacare defenders.
And that being said, I mean, if a team is going to play you man-on-man and going to press on you, I think that it's important to localize your leading receiver, your main weapon in your arsenal, and Danny Dalmore.
Jordan Bellemare looking to tie up this game right now. 10 times he's below 60% in passing completion. Looking left, going to the sideline again. Almost picked off, but a great tackle by Jordan McInnes on Dan Dalmore, and that will be just shy of the first down.
Bit of a dangerous pass, I think, right there by Bellemare. Bellemare cocked his arm all the way back and made basically an across-field throw. Dalmore, as we saw, was able to make the catch. I think if Jordan McInnes, pardon me, was a bit more aware of what was going on, he would be able to jump that ball and pick it off for a pick six.
Now wax on, wax off is inching ever so close to the end zone. Can they convert for points? Bellemare hobbles on the snap. Incomplete, low pass, bad snap though. It would look like it was a broken play from the get-go. It would be second down coming up for wax on, wax off.
See, and I think right there, guys, that's one of the problems with having just pretty much one superstar player on your team, because we saw right there Bellemare once again was looking for Dalmore. Justin Okionero was doing he did a wheel route up the sideline. He was wide open. If Bellemare would have been able to find him, he probably got a touchdown right there.
Jordan Bellemare looking to tie the scheme up. Looking left now, waiting, hesitating. Pass, almost one-handed catch by Dan Dalmore. Incomplete once more. Third down coming up here. They can get the first down here, so we'll see if they can convert on their second third down attempt in this series.
Looks like that's 4 straight plays that are aiming at Danny Dalmore.
Well, that's exactly
4 or 5, yeah.
Yeah, well, that's exactly it. That's my point. I mean, they need, for wax on, wax off, even in an article I said, they need guys like Alex Gray to step up. They're going to need Justin Santillo and the aforementioned Norman Bellemare to make plays.
Here he is, going over the middle again. Dalmore, touchdown! Big catch, big conversion. It is now a 19-18 lead for Obamacare.
And right after we say all that, they just kind of disagree with us and said, "Yeah, you guys keep broadcasting and let us play," And then they throw Danny Dalmore, whatever, 5 out of 5 plays, and then they get it done. I think I guess it works.
Here comes the key point of the game to tie this game up at 19. Here's Bellemare looking right, waiting, pumping, going to the corner. Gray over his head and hands, out of bounds. It will be 19-18. However, they reply back, and it's now a 1-point lead for Obamacare.
A big catch right there by Dalmore once again. Seems like it's pretty much the Danny Dalmore show taking on Obamacare. Anyways, Dalmore made a big catch there as he was hit in midair by number 10 for Obamacare, Mike Ambro, but he was able once again to come down with that to give his team a TD, and now they're trailing, as you mentioned, Mo, by 1 point, 19-18.
5 plays left here. Can Jordan McInnes and this Obamacare team go up? Here's McInnes looking, waiting, going over the middle, caught. Away goes Ambrosino, makes one quick move, first down, 4 plays left. However, Jordan McInnes has been in fuego the last few series.
Now I got to say, I'm surprised on that one. He took the crossing route. I believe it was to Ambro, who did a deep crossing route. Number 7, Mickey Marini was wide open. He burnt his man. He did a streak right through the end zone. He was wide open. I'm surprised McInnes, who, as we've seen all season, loves to go deep, didn't take a deep shot right there.
Ambrosino had 11 catches in the regular season, already 3 this game. Away goes McInnes. Real estate to work with one quick move, and he'll be tackled by Gray just shy of the rush bag for about a 5, if not 6-yard gain. 3 plays left.
Looks like the middle of the field is getting a little bit too open for me for wax on, wax off. You gotta stitch it up. I mean, you can't leave a wide open gap in the middle of the field. That to me, is just gonna be an Achilles heel for wax on, wax off.
But that's exactly it. And once again, it was Marini running wide open in the back of the end zone. He got past his man, number 45, Justin Okinero and he was wide open.
Here's McInnes looking left, waiting, stepping up, going to the sidelines. Tough play and a great defensive play by none other than number 18 for wax on, wax off, Justin Stantillo.
Not very often that we see McInnes throwing to his left side, right, boys?
Yeah, that's true. No, as you mentioned, we've seen a couple of players wide open on their left side,
Yeah.
not getting the ball. That's just all right there. A player
What do
who
you think it is?
barely.
Do you think that it's a lack of comfort? Like, do you think it's just not his favorite target? Like,
I think in my time of playing in this league, I mean, I've seen for a lot of times is quarterbacks just preferring to throw to one side. I think
Right.
that's the case with McInnes as well.
High snap. McInnes looking to the corner. McGugan.
Touchdown.
Touchdown, 2 feet. Yes. Big throw. A great play by Jordan McInnes. It is now a bigger lead for Obamacare as they're up 25-18 with a play or two left in the half.
you know, we said it. They got to watch out for McGuigan. And also, once again, going against what we're seeing in the broadcast booth, you know, McInnes throws to his left side to the corner of the end zone and finds a wide open McGuigan. You can't ask for anything better out of your teammate.
And here's comes a critical point now as they can make this a potential 26-18 lead before half. McInnes waiting, flushed out to the right. He's going to run, he's going to pump, and he's going to throw. Ambrosino, it is a convert. It is now 26-18 for Obamacare, Brent.
I see, as you were saying, Dave, that throw to the left side. Of course, we were talking about a play earlier about how McInnes was throwing to the left side. So, of course, he throws to the left side for a touchdown. But you have to imagine in the second half that's something that McInnes is going to have to start noticing. The holes, as you mentioned even a few minutes ago, that are there on the left side of the field. I mean, for wax on, wax off, that's something that they're going to have to notice as well during halftime and make some adjustments.
Well, 2 plays left, I believe, in this first half here. Jordan Bellemare has work to do. Everyone playing back. Bellemare going deep, looking for Damore through his hands. Well defended by Jordan McInnes, who has 2 INTs, and that is the end of the first half here. Guys, your thoughts?
I think there's a lot of adjustments that need to be made. I mean, whenever you have a high-scoring game like this, 26-18 before the first half, you know, it's just there's definitely a lot of adjustments to be made on both ends. Yeah.
No, I totally agree with what you're saying. There's a lot of adjustments that need to be made, especially, as we mentioned, the left-hand side of the field by both teams. Obamacare needs to look at it more, and wax on needs to seal it up.
Yeah, I kind of feel like things are kind of rolling kind of like what we expected. Wax on, wax off. I mean, and you know, and I think that for them specifically, like, they have the tools, but they have to really kind of spread around the ball. Then, like, coming into the second half, you know, I kind of foresee Obamacare sealing up the Danny Damore factor. I think they're probably going to add some extra coverage on his side since they see that the majority of the passes are going to his end. But that being said, look, it seems to be working. But their problem right now is not really the offensive issue. I think that they've been rolling on offense. It's more of a defensive thing. I think that, you know, they got to start sealing up the zones, the middle zones. Maybe not just play man coverage or cover one. Like, kind of, you know, mix it up a bit.
No, and I hear exactly what you're saying, because we said throughout the broadcast so far in the first half that a lot of the stuff in the middle is wide open. A lot of the deep crossing routes are wide open. Even some of the drag routes are wide open for Obamacare. So, again, defensive adjustments, I think, by wax on, wax off is going to be key heading into the second half. And just quickly to speak to your point about the receptions by Damore, with the exception of 3 passes that first half, all of them went to Damore. We had 1 for Bellemare, 1 for Stantillo, and 1 for Gray. Those are guys who so far in the playoffs have stepped it up for the team offensively. I think if they want to win, especially get back in this game because they're trailing, wax on, wax off is going to have to spread around the ball.
And the key thing, though, guys, looking in the second half here, how important is that first drive for wax on, wax off? Again, they're down. They had momentum. They had the pick 6. It seemed like they're up by 2 scores. However, since then, I mean, it's been a 26-8 run for Obamacare, and they're showing why they're one of the top teams in their division, let alone in the league of Div 6.
I think that in a championship, what's important is not being flustered, and that's it's not just a key word, but I think that when you look at a team like Obamacare throughout the season, they've shown the strength and power to be able to, like, withstand you know, the opposing team, you know, creating drives and stuff. And I think that, you know, in the championship, like I said, you know, it's a different kind of meal. And when you come in, you got to be extra hungry. You know, you can't just be down. You know.
Well, guys, look in the first half stats here. I mean, 3 first downs. But the key, though, is the turnovers, 2-1. However, you look at the wax on, wax off. Those turnovers that they caused themselves resulted in points for Obamacare.
big hats off to the great graphics this year, man. I gotta say, we got great stats, beautiful graphics. The cameras are intense this year.
Underway here, second half. McKinnis waiting over the middle again. Caught. Ambrosino makes one quick move, and he'll be shot of the first down. However, he's had a great game so far. 4 catches and almost approaching 100 yards.
Yeah, great ball there, right there by McKinnis. Just out of the outstretched hands right there of Michael Timmis.
And that was one missed tackle away from a touchdown, basically. He barely got that flag. That could have been another touchdown.
So as we saw, as we mentioned a few seconds ago, Dave and Mo, that the middle of the field needed to be tightened up for wax on, wax off. They had good coverage right there, but Ambrose was still able to catch the ball and get some big yardage afterwards.
One-handed grab. Away goes Marini, and he'll be shot of the rush back for 7 yards, if not more. However, Jordan McKinnis is having a great game in this early part of this second half.
A very surprising non-call there. That really should have been a flag guard because that was a big push-off, but hey, I'm not a ref, so what can I say?
Yeah, so number 45 there for wax on, wax off. Justin Okionero complaining to the refs that there should have been a flag on that play because it did look like Marini pushed off, but once again, there was no flag on the play, and first down, Obamacare.
Obamacare having a fantastic start, a little bit of a slow start, down 12-0 in the first 5 minutes. However, they've rebounded well on a 26-6 run, McKinnis pumps, looking to the left. He's going to roll out to his left. He's going to make one quick move. Away he goes. Enough for a first down. Into the end zone. Just shy of the end zone. However, Jordan McKinnis, flag on the play, though. We'll see what the call is. If that stands, a fantastic run by Jordan McKinnis.
Probably an over-celebration penalty, I'd imagine. Got to let these guys celebrate, though. I mean, it's a championship. A bit different from regular season.
But the margin of error is very small. You can't take these unforced errors and cost your team points or yards for that matter.
It's crazy how elusive he is, though, right? I mean, he was basically running in a straight line, a couple of shifts, left and right, and boom, into the end zone.
What we've seen this year, Jordan McKinnis has 168 rushing yards in regular season and a touchdown. So a guy for his size, too, he's not exactly the smallest guy either. He has a bit of size on him, and he's able to be nimble with his feet and pick up some yardage.
First down for Obamacare. Here's McKinnis one more time, looking left, rolling to his right, makes one quick move, and he is sacked by Justin Mateo. That will be a big loss and a big play for the Wax On defense.
Huge sack right there. Let's see if it results in a switch of momentum for Wax On, Wax Off, who pretty much was back in their own red zone right there.
Justin Mateo having a fantastic season, 10 sacks this year. 3 times he's had multiple sack games, and he's definitely a vital cog, having a huge game against PMS last Sunday. So it'll be second and extremely long for Obamacare. They were driving with ease. Now they're back at midfield. Keeping with the base formation, can Mateo get grooving in this second half? High snap. McKinnis waiting. Going deep. McGogan in the corner of the end zone over his head. Out of bounds. Third down coming up here for Obamacare.
A little bit too much mustard there.
Yeah, exactly. And that's one of the few times that we've seen that where McKinnis is overthrowing one of his receivers. We've seen throughout the season, especially in the playoffs, number 22 there, Kyle McGuigan, the FPF rookie, able to get underneath all the deep balls by McKinnis, usually able to pull it in for a touchdown. But right there, just a few feet too far by the Obamacare quarterback. 409
yards receiving during the regular year and 9 TDs. He's had a fantastic season so far, a 9-game streak of a TD catch. 4 times he's gone over 50 yards or more in a game. So he's definitely been a force for the Obamacare offense. Third down. High snap. That's a bad snap. That is a sack. That'll be a 4th down, and that will probably be a punt coming up for Obamacare. A huge defensive stand for wax on, wax off.
That's a punt. Yeah, definitely. I mean, once again, we talked before about the importance of having secure snaps, accurate snaps. It's really an underrated part of our game. I mean, it's crazy what it does to have a snap on time every single play, to expect perfection at that level with a snapper, and in this situation, not there, cost them a drive. 1
for 2 now, and third down convergence for Obamacare. Here's Jordan Bellemare. Can he hammer in the nail? Rolling to his right, waiting. Short pass intended for Norm Bellemare. Way short, below his knees, incomplete pass.
He had a couple of other options there. I mean, yeah, but that's what it comes down to. When you're running out to his side, you don't want to force the ball out and cause an errant pass or anything. So it looked to me more like just kind of a throwaway.
Well, it's been turnovers. We'll see if Wax On, Wax Off can convert that turnover for points, as they've already done that on a pick 6 from Danny DeMar early in the first half of this football game. Bellemare looking right, waiting, throwing. Demore open, spin move, and that'll be enough for a first down, and they get a new set of downs moving forward.
Yeah, big catch right there by Demore. It's kind of odd though. Bellemare had Justin Santillo right there on the sideline. If Santillo just would have hooked it up, he would have been wide open for at least a 10 to 15 yard gain. But once again, Demore made the catch, and it's a first down, and wax on, wax off continues his drive.
Fourth first down of the game for wax on, wax off. Norm Bellemare, Danny Demore have had a good game so far for Jordan Bellemare, the quarterback. Looking to his right, waiting, rolling out, throwing over the middle, dangerous pass. Great catch by Demore, but he drops it, flag on the play, and that looks like it'll be a PI or unnecessary contact coming up here against the Obama defense.
You know what? Look, maybe I'll get criticism for this, but sometimes you got to do it. I mean, it's either it could be a call, it might not be a call, but you'd rather that than have a catch and have a 20-yard catch. But that being said, you still got to be careful when you're bringing a guy down.
And that'll be another first down coming up here for wax on, wax off, their fifth first down of the game. And right now, they can convert this for more points. And again, you wonder about momentum, Brent. This could definitely hurt Obamacare after they had momentum for pretty much the entire first half into the second half.
Well, definitely, as you mentioned, Mo, at the end of the first half, heading into the second, they had all the momentum. It looked like it was going to be smooth sailing. But we can say the same thing about after the first two drives of the game for wax on, wax off as well, when they took the early 12-0 lead. So you got to play the full time here. And let's see if right now wax on, wax off could shrink this lead.
Handoff, Demore running. Makes one spin move and a quick move, and he's tackled by McGugan just shy of the first down marker here. But they, I believe, are in the red zone, which they are. So we'll see if they can convert once again in the red zone.
Yeah, coming into this game, there, Danny Demore has 2 rushes for 20 yards and a TD. So we see wax on, wax off taking a page out of the NWO playbook there with design run play.
Dave, what do you think right now for a play call? Do you go to Danny Demore again, or do you look at Alex Gray or someone else?
No, I think you got to stick with Danny Demore in this situation.
We'll find out. 3 yards away from the end zone. Bellemare, quick pass. Norm Bellemare has a touchdown. Big catch, 26-24.
And I guess, and it's funny that we bring that up, because it looks like the play design was to create kind of a screen, looked like the play was going towards Danny Demore, which was positioned right behind Norman Bellemare, kind of attracting the defenders a little bit deeper than they should have been, and then boom, quick pass, Norman Bellemare right in front of the end zone, and he's right in.
Yeah, smart play right there by wax on, wax off. That's exactly it, Dave. Get all the attention for Demore, and Bellemare was wide open over the middle for the easy touchdown.
2-point convert coming up here to potentially tie the game up. Going into the corner again, Santillo through his hands. Pisatore with the defense over there, but the right call to go for 2 points early in the second half, guys?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you got to be risky. Like this is the time and the place.
And I agree totally with Dave on that one. I have to say, especially with the matchup that they had right there, they had Pisatore, who we've been saying all game long, obviously is hobbled. You can see it right now as we watch him. He's hobbled. And you have Justin Santillo, who I don't know his height for sure, but he looks to be at least 6'1", 6'2", maybe even 6'3".
Generous.
Yeah, exactly. So you figured the jump ball will work in his favor, but he didn't go up all that aggressive really for that ball.
McKennis going over the middle. McGugan with the catch, makes one move, tackled by Demore, and it'll be a short gain of 4, if not 5 yards on the play.
Looks like wax on, wax off is starting to patch up a little bit on the defensive end. Looks like they're starting to calm down a little bit. We're hoping that this happens. We don't want to see a blowout, and we definitely want to see them back in the game, as the score is 26-24.
My apologies, Michael Timmis with the tackle, number 9 for wax on, wax off. McKennis, second down coming up. Looking left, taking 2 steps, makes one quick move, rolling to his left, avoids the sack. Away he goes, and he is tackled by Okinaro, and that could be enough for a first down. We'll see where the marker is. It looks like he'll be shy by 1.5 yards, so it'll be third down. Another big third down conversion coming up here for Obamacare.
That's a big tackle right there by Okinaro, because we saw McKinnis was able to burn the rusher to Justin Mateo. And if he would have burned Okinaro right there, he would have picked up at least a first down on that play.
This is where, as wax on, wax off, this is where you need to show your aggressiveness. This is where you need to close up your gaps right now. This is where you stop them.
Big play coming up here. Remember, no Andrew Hopkins, who accounted for 34% of the team TDs. McKennis looking. Over the middle he goes. Great catch by Amarcino. Away he goes. First down and more. Spin move, and he'll be tackled just shy of the red zone. And a huge third down convert for Obamacare.
And another play right there to Ambro was similar to the play we saw in their first drive of the second half, where Ambro did an in route and he just burnt his defender. He just got back. Pardon me. He got by number 9 for wax on, wax off there, Michael Timmis. So it's pretty clear so far this afternoon that Timmis cannot handle the speed of Ambro.
You can't be running a man coverage when you have short yardage to cover. You just can't, because you're gonna get
Especially
burnt.
when you can't run, given that he ran the last play on top of that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Big convert, 2 for 3 on third downs for the Obamacare team. Now just on the lip of the red zone. McKennis looking over the middle, looking to his right, waiting, rolling out, and he is sacked again. Second sack of the game for Justin Mateo, and that's a big play for the Wax On defense.
They must definitely have a mic into our broadcast booth, because since I mentioned that, the rushing was a little bit off, we had multiple sacks, we got multiple pressures. It's excellent. I mean, that's really the forefront of their defense. It needs to come from the rush.
And I said coming in my article coming into this one that Justin Mateo, the rusher for wax on, wax off, who so far in the postseason has 1 sack, which he picked up last week against Part of My Swag, would have to double, maybe even triple that number for his team to come up with the win. And so far, he's done his part tonight with 2 sacks for wax on, wax off.
Big second down come up here, however, a bit further from the end zone for Jordan McKennis. Waiting, spinning, going to the corner to McGogan, double team, tipped away, and it appeared it was tipped away by Stantilo, and that will be a third down coming up here for Obamacare.
Yeah, dangerous throw right there by McKinnis. Ended up throwing it into double coverage from McGuigan. And luckily for them, Stantilo, as you mentioned, Mo, wasn't able to come up with the catch.
His 6th incompletion of the game for Jordan McKennis, who has thrown 1 INT. However, that resulted in 6 points here. But it is now a big third down coming up for the Obamacare, up by 2 as we're surpassing the midway point of this second half towards the Div 6 title coming up in mere minutes. McKennis waiting, rolling out to his right. He gets around, he gets a sack, and it is the 3rd sack for Justin Mateo. A huge play, 4th and extremely long for this Obama offense.
As I said, Justin Mateo has done his part this afternoon. He just did it once more. So, as you mentioned, Mo, a huge sack right there, and it really puts Obamacare back right now on his big 4th down.
What do? You punt or you go for it? You're at midfield. Do you guys go for it? You punt
You have
it?
to go.
You're
to go
up by 2, though.
So at this point of the game,
go for it.
oh yeah, well, you could give them the ball, but you could punt the ball and they get the ball back.
But it's not like they would gain that much yardage. I mean,
And they
That's
punted
exactly
the
it.
ball
punting.
away.
But what are you gaining at that point? Like if you do punt the ball, what are you giving them? You're giving them an extra
them-
10 yards?
Well, that's the thing, though. If you don't get the convert, that means you give them the ball at midfield with momentum going their way. It goes both ways. There's
Yeah,
arguments for both ends.
Then again, I mean, we don't have field goals in the league, so I don't know.
Or rouges, for that matter. 2 for 4 on third down convert for the Obama offense. Here's Belmer. Dumps it off to Demore, running. He's going to not pass it. He's going to run. He makes one quick move, and that will be very close to a first down.
It is a first.
And it is a first down. A huge play for Danny Demore on a run, on a read optional, more or less, by this wax-on offense.
But going back to what I was saying, it kind of goes against the grain of what they're doing. It looks like their game plan throughout the game was playing aggressive, going for it at every shot that they could, and then here kind of giving the ball back to them, giving the ball back to Belmer, and then they're back to where they started.
I totally agree with you. If I was Obamacare, I would have went for it on that 4th down as well.
6th first down of the game for wax on, wax off. Belmer, quick pass, caught by Gray, makes one quick move around McGugan for about 2, if not 3 yards. Second down coming up.
I'm sure I don't want to kill a dead horse there, but once again, I agree with Dave on that. I mean, you got to go for it if you're Obamacare. Worst case scenario, you don't pick up a touchdown. If you can pick up at least a completion, it'll be a turnover on downs, but wax on, wax off will get the ball closer to their end zone.
They essentially allowed them to gain momentum with a few plays. I mean, anyway.
We'll find out if wax on can score on this drive. Belmer, quick pass. Norm Belmer catches it, gets around. He gets spun around by Marini. A flag coming up here. And I believe that'll be the 3rd flag on Obamacare in this game.
That should have also been a second penalty, because we've implemented a new rule this year where you need to give the flag to your opponent. Can't just throw it and whip it in the air. To me, that should be another penalty. Looks like they're starting to get a little bit unraveled. It looks like the mistakes are starting to pile up. Definitely don't want to see this and on this stage.
Especially at this time of the game.
Man.
Without a doubt. We'll see what the call is here, but
I don't
nonetheless, though, it'll be a first down coming up.
But I don't get that, because he's gripping at the ball. We don't really have fumbles either. So what are you trying to do? You're giving it's an automatic penalty if you're trying to grip a ball out of a guy's hand. He already has
Exactly.
possession. It's not like you're gonna get the ball out of his hands and it's gonna be you're gonna run across field, you know.
And now Marini, I think, is getting sent off.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, he's getting sent off, and you see, it's talking to your point right there, Dave, that there are no fumbles in FPF. So even if he rips the ball out of his hands, you said there'd be a penalty. I think that could be a case of a rookie team and a rookie player not fully knowing all the FPF rules.
Yeah.
And that is now 5 guys on the field. Remember, they don't have depth to work with. A lot of the guys are either hurt or suspended. So there'll be 5 guys for at least 5 plays here. And this is like a power play, more or less, for Jordan Bellemare in this wax-on offense.
There's only one play they can run here. It's got to be lanes.
Let's see if it works. Here we go. Bellemare looking, rolling, waiting. Open, way wide, as that was intended for number 18, Justice Santillo, second down coming up.
Yeah, there's no excuse for that throw right there. Belmare's got to hit Santillo. Santillo was open for a second there on that hook at the beginning of the end zone. Belmare has to hit him.
If I'm McInnes and if I'm anyone else in this team, you know, I tell my guys, you got to calm down. We don't have the depth to deal with these kind of issues. You don't want to be down a guy in the championship final.
Well, they were down actually last week against the flagrant fouls when Matthew Pisaturo had to come out of the game for a few plays. So this is not something that's foreign to them.
Used to.
Rolling to his right, caught, yes, touchdown. Big play, big points for number 18, Justice Santillo, and it's a new ball game.
You just can't be caught in this kind of situation. And hats off to Wax On Wax Off, maintaining their calm in this situation. You know, they know that that's the MO of Obamacare. You know, they can get a little bit too excited, and in this situation, it paid off. You know,
30-26, 2-point convert, I believe, coming up here to make it a 6-point lead, potentially speaking here. But we can safely say momentum has now gone back towards Wax On Wax Off, as they are now back in the leader's position, heading to the last quarter of this game. Big 2 points coming up here. Bellemare looking to his right, waiting, going into the corner of the end zone, way out of bounds, almost into the first row. So it'll be a 4-point lead with very little time left in this second half.
it's interesting to see this kind of play out. You know, I mean, it like I said, it's a heavyweight fight. You got, you know, it's going back and forth, right down to the final round. You know, it's like what we expected. But definitely, like, you know, like I was saying, I mean, you got to maintain your composure in this stage. You know, like, you can't be going on offense missing a guy. You know, because then it allows them to double team your best assets, or even double rush if they want. They can double rush right now. There'd be no issue with that because they'd have enough guys to cover it deep.
Well, we'll find out right now here. McInnes looking, going deep. Ambrosino almost caught that. Made a good turn, but however, was off by half an inch or two. It'll be second down coming up here. And Marini should be coming back on with one play left, I believe, left on his 5 plays.
No, definitely. I mean, if I'm a wax on wax off situation, you go aggressive here. Obamacare's only got four possible receivers. Throw a double rush out there. Get the quarterback to throw an errant pass, maybe an interception.
See, now, David, speaking to your point, just like I didn't understand on the 1-point convert, why wax on wax off decided to throw deep in the back of the end zone into double coverage instead of throwing where there's a hole in the defense. I don't understand them not rushing 2 guys right here.
Here's McInnes making a run, going around, spin move, and that could be enough for a first down. It should be enough for a first down, depending where the marker is. But he's using his legs, and that will be just, I believe, shy by a yard and a half or so from a first down. So a big third down coming up here for Obamacare.
They really don't seem unfazed by the lack of presence of another player. You know, and that's kind of what you want to see. You want to see that kind of momentum, you know, that search for momentum. And in the case of wax on, wax off, they're in an excellent spot right now to create a turnover.
2 for 5 so far, 2 for 4, pardon me, on third down conversion for Obamacare. Waiting, open is McGogan. That will be enough for a first down, and less than 3 minutes left here in this second half, and they need points.
See, and that play right there, McInnes, went for the safe throw. McGuigan, once again, on the left side of that defense, is starting to open up again. We've seen number 7, Mickey Marini, did another streak right past his defender. He was wide open in the end zone. So for a team that needs points right now, they're not opting for the best plays to give them said points.
Can wax on, wax off, hold serve, and keep these guys at bay? Not much time left in this football game. McInnes has time, waiting, over the middle again. Caught by Ambrosino, makes one quick move. Away he goes. First down and more. Can he get to the end zone? He does.
That's a touchdown.
Mike Ambrosino with a touchdown, and is now a 2-point lead for Obamacare.
Once again, as you see all afternoon, Mike Ambro on those crossing routes are killing the wax on, wax off defense.
The extra speed, the burning, the the will to keep moving. I mean, you never know when that flag's really coming off, so you got to keep running. And in this situation, it looks like the defense just stood still, kind of expected that flag to come right off. And excellent play and excellent production by Obamacare.
Sixth catch of the game, third TD of the game. He's well over 100 yards or close enough to 100 yards. Key point coming up here. McKinnis rolling, looking to the corner, way over the head. So it is now a 2-point lead. However, it appears more likely than not this could be the last drive for wax on, wax off. So they got to get points if they want to get back in this game and have that lead.
I want to see Obamacare play a little bit more aggressive, but I want to see wax on, wax off start to use Alex Gray a little bit more. We saw a little bit in the last drive what they can get out of Alex Gray, and I definitely want to see a little bit more of that because this is doable for them. Wax on, wax off can win this game if they come out with putting everything on the table.
Obamacare converting on the third down. Can they now hold serve on defense? Handoff. Damore waiting, going, picked off by Piece of Throw. A huge turnover, and that could be the dagger in the hearts of wax on, wax off.
Not sure what he was doing there. He probably thought he could throw a little bit higher. Danny Damore is not really a quarterback. Maybe the play was designed for him to run as opposed to throwing. But, you can't beat a horse while it's down. Definitely.
No, he has thrown a couple of times this season, and I think on the not this run that we just had, but the run before, it looked like like he was gonna throw. This one, obviously, he did throw, and it was a horrible throw. He had no business. Pardon me for using the word again, throwing, but we have a turnover right there, and Obamacare has all the momentum.
Now you wonder if you allow him to score and get the ball back. Almost picked off by Dan Damore, incomplete.
He's mad. He's definitely mad. He's mad at himself for what happened, and I've played with Danny Damore. I know what his fire is like.
One more, you brought up a good point right there. I think if I am wax on, wax off, I let them score. I let them score right here. You got to obviously stop the conversion and hope the lead only stays at 8. But I think I would let them score depending. We can't tell up here in the booth how much time is left on the clock.
Well, timeout called, less than 2 minutes left in this game. So they do call a timeout, wax on, wax off. And you wonder if they will allow them to score and hopefully hold them from scoring an extra point convert here. So we'll see how this unfolds in the next minute or two.
They got to be safe with the ball, though. I mean, we almost saw another turnover. This is just not the spot. This is not the place.
It's not smart football.
You got to be smart on both teams. And if you want to take a win, if you want to get a win at this stage right now, you got to be safe with the ball.
Big play coming up here. Second down. As they do make a quick adjustment here. 29 seconds left to be exact in this game before 5 plays. So, again, we go back to the previous point. You're up by 2. You're down by 2, pardon me, for wax on, wax off. Do you allow them to score and get the ball back with maybe 5 plays or 4 plays, whatever it might be, and hopefully control your fate? Big play coming up here for McKinnis. Looking to his left, rolling to his right. He's got real estate to work with. McKinnis makes one quick move. Away he goes. Can he get the first down? McKinnis down the sidelines.
I think he stepped out before the end zone, but
he'll get the first down.
Yeah, he'll get the first. He thinks he's got a touchdown, but he doesn't have a touchdown.
Now it is dire straits for wax on, wax off after Jordan McKinnis gets that first down convert on a gorgeous run down the sidelines.
You have to let them score here. Once again, you have to let them score because if they don't, they could just run the rest of the time off the clock pretty much.
Absolutely.
5 plays left. 6th first down of the game.
Now, if I'm Obamacare right here, I'm instead of being selfish, I'm taking 4 knees in a row.
And give them one play, right?
Yeah, exactly. You give them one play.
That makes a lot of sense. I don't think they're gonna do that.
They're probably not. They're not gonna do that at all.
A lot of teams in these spots, they don't think about all the possibilities. But yeah, that's definitely a possibility. Definitely what they should do.
Many possibilities here for McKinnis. Looking to his left, going to his left, caught. McGogan scores. So they do allow him to score. Now here's the game right now. You stop him, you get the ball back with 4 plays, and maybe a chance to tie this game up.
But you said right here, this is where they're going to need arguably one of the MVPs for wax on, wax off. The Russian Mateo, they're going to he needs to come through for another sack or at least be able to flush McKinnis out the pocket and cause him to throw an incomplete ball.
This is the ball game right now, and we talked about extra point converts so far in this game. 2 by Obamacare, 0 by wax on, wax off, and this could cost them a potential shot at the championship with very little plays left in this game. So this is it right now. McKinnis urging on his teammates with a little hard clap. The snap. McKinnis looking, waiting, stepping, going. Sidelines. Caught. Is that short? Yes, it is. So wax on, wax off's life support is still there, but can they now convert with 4 plays left?
And that was a big play by number 17 right there, Alex Gray, the defender for wax on, wax off. Yes, the Obamacare receiver was able to make the catch, but Gray stopped him from getting into the end zone. So a huge play right there. And as you mentioned, Mo, wax on, wax off still has a chance down by 8.
This game really came to exactly what we expected. I mean, I wish this was the spotlight game of the night, but it's turning out to be that.
Bellemare going deep down the sides. Damore McKinnis right there, and he is out of bounds. So it'll be 3 plays left in this game.
See, I understand right there why Bellemare went, obviously, for his number 1 receiver, but you have to imagine that Obamacare, or he has to know that Obamacare is expecting that. You have to go somewhere else with the ball. The coverage, I guarantee you, on the other receivers won't be as tight as it is right now on Damore.
Not much time left here. You wonder if they'll cut the field in half on this ensuing play coming up for the wax on offense. Bellemare looking left. He's going to go deep again. A duck ball picked off by receiver. That'll be it. The Obama healthcare system has come into play and has worked for them, and they are your Div 6 champions.
Boys, I got to say, it's been great to be part of this kind of broadcast. We couldn't have expected anything better out of this matchup. I mean, the 2 great teams coming out, showing out exactly what we expected. A lot of talent here. I love to see wax on, wax off come back next season, show us what they got. They still have enough gas left in the tank. As for Obamacare, I mean, what more can we say about this team? I mean, this is a team that fought every single odd, even today, being down a guy. And, it just goes to show you that this is a team sport. It's not about one guy, and happy to see it come to fruition. And congratulations to Obamacare, and see you next year, next season. Wax on, wax off.
Brett, your thoughts?
Well, definitely 2 teams that have nothing. Well, wax on definitely has nothing to hang your heads about. They had a strong season. They've been world beaters so far in the playoffs, knocking out some very good teams in the Diablos, the Mean Machine, and part of my swag last week. And they were in it fighting tooth and nail right there. They were in it to the end against a very talented Obamacare team. So wax on, wax off. Congratulations on a great season. And to the champs, to Obamacare, the team with 6 players pretty much. You know what? They came out. They had a really tough schedule in the playoffs, especially last week. A lot of people picked them to lose to the flagrant fouls, but they came out and they beat them, ended their undefeated streak, and then as you saw this afternoon right now, knocking off wax on, wax off for the championship. So all praise to Obamacare. They had a great game, and they're showing right now why they're the champs.
Well, so guys, Obamacare works.
The healthcare system definitely worked this time. Unlike some people in the South might say. But without a doubt, from start to finish, I thought they were very impressive from when I first watched them. But without a doubt, they played a fantastic game. As you made the point before, guys, a great finish for them. Your MVP in this game is who, guys?
I have to say, if you're going to pick one from both teams, I think obviously from wax on, wax off is going to be Danny Damore. I mean, who else would it be? Although
after his INT.
Yeah. Even with that bad pass at the end of the game, I still have to give it to Damore. Although a lot of respect, a lot of credit does have to go to the Russian Mateo. For Obamacare, I have to give it to number 9, the man that's going to win touchdown, Mike Ambro. Mike Ambro was killing the wax on, wax off defense all game long with those crossing routes. And even once he had the ball in his hands, he broke a whole bunch of tackles and made every catch he had count. So I'm choosing Ambro as my MVP.
Well, guys, look, it's been a blast doing this game here, as wax on, wax off came so close to maybe forcing overtime, however, coming up short. As you look at the INTs for the game, 4 in total, resulted in points on 3 of them. Without a doubt, a fantastic game. Div 6 foul living up to the billing as Obamacare wins and win their first ever title. Congratulations to the entire team from start to finish. They've been great. And now we'll rejoice and enjoy this night here. Guys, Brent Bach and Dave De La Rocca, thank you very much. A pleasure working with you guys on this Div 6 final.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure for myself as well, especially covering. Had a great time. We're looking forward to doing it this spring.
Guys, thank you very much. Congrats to Obamacare. A fantastic finish. We'll see you guys next season.
See ya.
Great job, guys. Great.